Hi Big Black Bible, my name is Nikki and this is Lucas.
Hi.
We're from KB's Lap of Oz and today we're going to take you on a tour of our Palomino slide-on camper. It is the 2019 SS-1251 model, which we bought second-hand. And we are also going to take you on a tour of our Mazda BT50. It is the 2022 model Space Cab.
Yep, sweet. So we'll start at the front. We've just got the stock bull bar and snorkel from Mazda. We also just went a small light force
Light bar?
Yep, it left me there for a second. And yeah, under the hood everything's stock apart from we replaced the stock transmission intercooler with a Legend X big boy intercooler just to help keep our temps under control when we're driving. Got our clear view side mirrors and side steps, and we'll just poke our head inside and have a look at a few things. We've just got our UHF radio on the far side. Yep. And then sitting on the dash just above you, Nikki, is our tire pressure monitoring system, which is handy for just keeping our eyes on the tire pressures as we're traveling. And when we put the camper on the back, we got to increase our tire pressures, and then when we take it off the back, it's obviously good to decrease our tire pressures just so we don't bounce around everywhere. So
yes, it gets very bouncy.
Yep. And up in this top corner we have our scan gauge and our OneDrive throttle controller. So the scan gauge is handy just to keep an eye on our temps under the hood and any other performance issues we got going on. And the throttle controller is really handy for overtaking while we got the camper on the back, or just when we just needed a little bit more extra grunt. So
just add with the scan gauge, the reason why we want to monitor our temperatures is we used to have problems with overheating when we were carrying, because it's quite a heavy camper. I think unloaded it's about a ton. So when we were sort of carrying it on a single axle, it was sort of overheating, and we just have to monitor the coolant and stuff, so we could pull over and give it a rest. But yeah, what else do we got here?
Just got a lot of storage in the back, just a bit of miscellaneous stuff and a first aid kit over here. Anything to add there, Nikki?
I think you covered it. The other thing we hide in here is just snacks. Lots and lots of road trip snacks.
How did I forget the snacks?
Can't forget the snacks.
Did we touch on the roof rack? Got a WedgeTail roof rack. So that was actually quite hard to get our hands on, because when we first got this ute, there wasn't a lot of roof racks available for this model because it was so new. But there's probably a few more out there now, but if you're chasing one for the Space Cab, WedgeTail do one.
Yeah, and we love this one. It's pretty sturdy, holds all of our stuff, so that's the main thing.
Yep, all chairs and tables go up on top of that.
Yeah. So
now to the tray. It was done by MW on the Sunshine Coast. Really happy with it. It's just an aluminium tray, nice and light, but yeah, it's still strong enough for everything we need. And it's got two little toolboxes on either side, which comes in handy for ratchet straps, pegs, random stuff like that. And we've also got a big slide out drawer. And that's loaded full of my tools and Nikki's shoes. Back on the tray, we've actually got a headboard water tank as well. So just under here, got a little tap so we can wash our feet. After the beach, get any sand off. That's really good. And the main attraction is usually the 6-wheel conversion that we have here. So that was done in Toowoomba. And the rear axle's just a lazy axle, and it's just helps with weight distribution with the heavy slide-on camper. It increased our GVM up to just under 4.5 tonne. So yeah, and we have no trouble with heating up or anything now that we've got that extra lazy axle carrying the load.
Yeah. as you've probably seen, we have the Starlink, so I am still working on the road, so this comes in handy for you know, places where reception isn't great. The only thing is trees actually really bother them, so that's the only downside, but we've mostly, it's like we've been pretty lucky with it so far, I'd say. So our little home, so the original, I'll start with the awning. The original awning that comes with the Palomino, it's sort of, do you want to point to like which wall it came off?
Yeah, so basically I had two separate awnings that come off the side and the back.
Yeah.
And instead of going with the 270-degree darkness awning from Bushwakka, which wraps around and just, yeah, gives you that full coverage, which is really handy.
Yeah, so because there was always sort of the gap between the two awnings, and like all of our stuff underneath would just get soaked regardless. So that's just like a nice, like Lucas said, full coverage. We have another wall that normally...
It wraps around all the way along here, so fully encloses the area if we want to, but
yeah,
the weather's great, so we decided to leave it off.
Yeah, there's been a nice breeze blowing through camp, but normally we would have it fully enclosed just for that bit of extra privacy, and it also just gives us like, I guess it feels like an extended space for us. But this is our little camp setup. It's pretty basic, just your chairs. We just got this lovely table here from Kmart. We were looking at pretty much the exact same one, hey, in a separate shop, and we found this one at Kmart for literally half the price, so that's always a win. But yeah, we have the companion cooktop,
which packs away nice and neat, and yeah, it's easy to stow.
Easy to stow, easy to set up, easy to cook with. We love it. We've got some undercarriage storage, so this is kind of separate to the inside. This is what saves our life pretty much, this undercarriage storage. Everything kind of just, as you can see, gets shoved in there. It's an organized chaos though. But yes, this is just a bit more of our awning. So as you can see, it goes all the way around. It's got the built-in lights, which is really handy.
Two-tone.
The two-tone, yeah. So we've got like the bug repellent ones, which is good since we cook right there, so we don't want any bugs getting in here. But yes, we'll keep moving. We have this, oh, what is this? Spinifex camp steps, which we use when it's on the ground. But hang on. When the camper is still on the back, we use these steps, and they sort of pull all the way out like a little ladder, and then that way we can climb up top instead of having to jump. So that's, I appreciate that. This little handle actually packs away. Do you want to show that? So that sort of just sits there like that until we need to get up into the camper basically. So that's handy.
Just before you go inside too, we got our legs are all electric, so you can operate them to go up all together, or you can operate them independently too, which we do when we're leveling the camper. I'm sure Nicky will show you on the remote now.
Yeah, so just as you enter, which is nice and handy, we've velcroed it. This is the remote, so you can lift, lower, you can do them individually like Lucas said, or you can do them all at the same time. Really depends on the ground that we're putting it on. Sometimes, like if it's like a nice level concrete slab, easy done. If it's not, we have to do lots of funny business like chucking different bits of wood in places, and you can't really see, but I like dug that one into there. So I think that's probably, would you say, like the main inconvenience is just trying to level this sometimes?
Yeah, we're a bit nitpicky with it. We like to get it level underneath the feet just to make everything nice and comfortable, I suppose, and sturdy.
Yeah, for sure. We're very conservative with this thing. We want it to last us all the way around the map. But yeah, as you come in more, you'll see here we've got a little switchboard. This is for our pop top. So we actually have an electric pop top, so it goes up and down. Pretty self-explanatory. me a thumbs up. What do we think about the electric pop top?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, just for the fact that it chews so much battery when you're off grid. Obviously when you're in a caravan park it's fine, or on a powered site. But yeah, just because we got the aircon on the roof and the solar panels, it's probably necessary. I see other campers with the gas truss, which would be better, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I would probably change, is go away from the electric roof lift.
Yeah, I agree. We've had some situations where we weren't sure we were going to get it back down or up, which I guess was a surprise for us. But yes, as you walk in, we've just got some extra hooks that we hang things up. We always keep the level nice and close to the door, obviously for when we set up, lifting, lowering. Like we said, we like to make sure it's level. This thing was going missing all the time, so we hung it here. And we also keep a dustpan and brush. So I stole this hack from, what's their name now? NAS Adventures. They're, yeah, a lovely couple. Essentially what you do is you sort of leave it by the door, and then if you're trying to get into the van with like sandy feet, you can just give them a little dust off, and then that's in an easy to reach place. So coming into the camper, I'll start on this side. We've just got some storage drawers here. That's mostly socks and jocks, so I won't take you in there. We've got our air fryer. This is the love of my life, apart from Lucas. We've got Heffy. He's been on every holiday with me since I was about 8 or 9 years old, so he had to come around Australia with us. We've got our TV. This was just a little smart TV we got on special at JB. Really handy, but we also brought our Google Chrome with us as well, just for, you know, you just never know. We've got the Dometic fridge. So this was actually an upgrade that the people who bought the camper added. I think it was just they added the extra capacity, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's a 110 litre fridge. Yeah, it gets us through a few days. So.
Definitely. It's very full at the moment because we're going off grid soon. But we love it. We velcroed our remote so we don't lose it all the time. Velcroed my pills so I always remember to take them. Here we've got a little 2-burner stove, so that was really handy in winter when it was too cold to cook outside. Got a little Dometic sink that comes in handy sometimes, mostly to fill up our kettle. And yeah, we've got some overhead storage, so this is all of our pantry items. We've got our bed, which is nice and comfy. We actually recently replaced our mattress with one we just got from Clark Rubber. Yeah, the one that came with it had been a bit used, I guess, by the people before us. So just added some newness. We have these they're very shallow storage areas under the bed, so it's mostly just medicines, toiletries. We have this sort of bench space here. So this is where we sort of sit and eat if we're sitting inside. This little table. This tabletop actually comes off and we sort of stow it away when we're driving. Just some more overhead storage. This is a bit of a miscellaneous one. We've kind of got like tea towels, cords and things. I made this little macrame, I don't know how you say it, hammock for like fruit and bread and stuff, just because it was always taking up so much bench space. So it's been nice to kind of get it out of the way. Oh, we replaced the blinds actually. That's something that I forgot about. But they were sort of the, what's that style? Is it Venetian?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they were kind of like a Venetian style. It was just very, they were just hard. They were very fiddly. So we just went and got these custom made at Bunnings for both of these windows. We kept the kitchen ones normal because we don't really use that one as much, but for this window especially on a hot day like this, it's a lifesaver. So we want that blind to come up nice and easy.
Yep, got your little makeup mirror in the corner.
Oh yeah, we added that too, just from IKEA. If you're hearing a trend of like IKEA, Reject Shop, Kmart, we like things cheap. We've got storage cubes, again, just from IKEA. So these is where I store most of my clothes. So, because I'm short, mine go down here. And then the tall man is go up there in our little bathroom. So we've got, as you can see, a little toilet. We run, is it like a pipe hose from like the back there?
Yeah, we got a black water sludge hose.
Yeah, so we run the black water sludge hose from our toilet just into a little cassette from the bottom of like a Thetford toilet, just for the convenience. Then we can take it to the dump point rather than having to set up the drain. Ignore our dirty washing. That's where our washing basket lives. And we've got a little shower. We're not really using it at the moment because we're at a caravan park, but it does come in handy when we're off grid. And yeah, that just has a little door to get in there. A little shower for privacy, a little curtain for privacy, but you still hear everything, unfortunately.
And we got the aircon above you.
Oh yes.
Comes in handy in summer and in winter.
Yes, so if you didn't hear that, Lucas said our little aircon comes in handy for summer and winter. We were pumping it flat on our trip down south, being Queenslanders, so we had the heat pumping. But I think that is everything in here.
Yeah, it's definitely this awning. It just gives you so much more space outside. Yeah, it makes everything feel less cramped, and yeah, I just love it with the built-in lights and the way that it's just got the full coverage all the way around, and the walls are quite easy to put on because of the Velcro.
Oh yes, I forgot to show that.
So it doesn't take long at all to set up. You don't even need these legs, they're just something extra we added on just to help with any high winds. So it's a freestanding one with no legs if you want. Yeah, that'd be mine. What about you?
Let me show you. I'll be back. So, little public service announcement for the shorties. $10 from the Reject Shop. Like I said, we like things cheap. But I cannot reach the bed and I cannot reach our pantry because it's all overhead, and I guess they don't design these things for short people. So this is perfect for me. It just gives me that little extra boost, and it packs away for traveling, so I can actually access stuff in the camper.
Happy days. So yeah, all in all, we love our setup. It's quite different to a lot of other setups with the caravan. Obviously not quite as much room, but it's enough room for the two of us, so it's kind of a win-win that we don't have to tow yet. We still have everything we need.
Definitely. We don't have to tow. We can have it on the back and still fit into like a regular car park space if we need to duck into Woolies on the way out of town or anything. What else were we saying? The only, I guess, downside is height clearance. Can be an issue. We've only really been caught out with that once. Yeah. Most places are pretty accommodating to hire vehicles. So yeah.
No higher than a caravan anyway. So once you lower the roof, it's pretty compact. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
Yeah. I think that is us done, guys. So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Feel free to follow us on Instagram. Message us anytime if you have any questions. We love talking to people and meeting new people. So if you see us on the road, come say hi as well.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
See ya.